And before you say water is nothing, just ask a fish. The desert.
Yeah.
Why do old people talk? To prove they still alive.
Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, would you get a load of these glum mugs? Can these really be the same boys that made front page of the New York Sun?
Front page of what? Oh, let me see. That's me.
Front page and you ain't even dead.
Yeah, where's me?
Wait till my old man gets a load of this. I won't be last in line for the top tonight.
You got us in the paper.
You got yourselves in the peak.
Newsies stop the world. Now there's a headline even Helmut could sell.
Oh, mine's the only story that ran. Pulitzer declared blackout on strike Newsweek, and I'm shut down now. I heard they arrested Crutchy. Did they get Jack too?
The Delancey's are spreading the story that he took it on the lam. First sight of the cops.
Jack don't run for no fight.
Get down, shortstop, and just report in the news.
For something Jack's sake, can you stop the curiosity for long enough to drink in the moment? I'm famous!
Yeah,
He's famous. Are you stupid or what? You're famous. The world, you're Earth. You're Earth. You're Earth. You know the fancy clam with the pearl inside. You don't need money when you're famous. It gives you whatever you want. Gratis. A pair of new shoes with matching laces.
Permanent box and shoes and races. From me on the right with a sour pickle.
A personal books on a wooden nickel. Look at me, I'm the king of New York. Suddenly, I'm invincible.
With all the marquee mugs, I'm blowing my dough and going divas.
A barbershop haircut that costs a quarter. I'm regular beat for the storm reporter.
Every month, she's the king of New York.
I'm the king of New York.
We were soft, pale, and beautiful. Cold as noodles.
Almost about the jack of the tree.
Like she fished herself and drowned in ink.
So let's get drunk.
Gotta be either dead or dreaming. 'Cause look at that tape with my kids beaming. Tomorrow they may wrap fishes in it, but I was a star for one whole minute.
How are you? I'm okay. Guess I wasn't much help yesterday. Tonight has soaked me real good with my grudge. Oh yeah, Jack, this is Crutchy, by the way. These here gods, they is rude. They say jump boy, you jump or you're screwed. But the food ain't so badly so far, 'cause so far ain't for us no food. I miss the rooftop, sleeping right out in the open, in your penthouse in the sky. There's a cool breeze blowing even in July. Well, anyway, so guess what? There's a secret escape plan I got. Tie a sheet to the bed, toss the end out the window, climb down and take off like a shot. Maybe though, not tonight. I ain't slept and my legs still ain't right. But the Pulitzer, he's going down. And then Jack, I was thinking we might just go, like you were saying. Where it's clean and free, with the buildings in your way, and you're riding Palinos every day. What's that train makes? Damn this place. I'll be fine, good as new. But there's something I need you to do. On the rooftop you said that family looks out for each other. So you tell all the brothers from me to protect one another. The end. Your friend, your best friend, your brother Crutchy.
You in there, pipe down!
Here's everything I owe you for the last backdrop of this one. And a little something extra on account I'm gonna miss you.
Miss Miller,
Jack,
you're a gem.
just tell me you're going somewhere and not running away.
Does it matter?
When you go somewhere and it turns out not to be the right place, you can always go somewhere else. But if you're running away, nowhere's ever the right place.
How about letting the pal know you're alive?
Why don't I leave you to dinner?
Where'd you go? We couldn't find you.
Maybe I didn't want to be found.
Is that a real place? That's Santa Fe? Hey, see the paper? We made front page news. Above the fold, oh yes! Above the fold.
Good for you.
Everyone wants to meet the famous Jack Kelly. Even Spot Conlon said it could just to say next event you can count on Brooklyn. How about that?
We got stomped into the ground.
They won this one. I grant you that, but we took round one, and with press like this, Our fight is far from over.
Every newsie that could walk showed up this morning to sell pigs like the strike never happened.
And I was right there with them. If I don't sell pigs, my folks don't eat.
I get it. Save your breath. It's hopeless.
Then I saw this look in Weasel's face. He was actually nervous. And I realized that this isn't over. We got them worried. Really worried. And I walked away. And lots of other kids did too. And that is what you call a beginning.
There he is, just like I said.
Crying out loud. Where's a fella gotta go to get away from you people?
There's no escaping us, pal. We're inevitable.
So what's the story? Get me after the theater?
Pipe down. I've been asking you.
What's the hold up? I need to let my girl know we got a date.
You're a girl.
You heard me. I've been swatting skirts away all morning. Famous one talk sweet potion. This your girl Sally? She's a plum.
Word is you wrote a great story.
You look like hell.
Hey Jack, where's that supposed to be?
It's Santa Fe.
Oh, I've got to tell you, Jack, this go west young man routine is getting tired. Even Horace Greeley moved back to New York.
Yeah, he did. Then he died.
Ain't reporters supposed to be nonpartisan?
Ask a reporter. Pulitzer had me blacklisted from every news desk in town.
Can we table the flavor and get back to business? Will Meta let us have the theater?
It's what I've been trying to tell you. We want to have a rally. A citywide meeting where every newsie gets a say and a vote. And we have it after working hours so no one loses a day's pay. Smart?
Smart enough to get you committed to a padded room.
Oh, the guy who paints places he's never seen is calling us crazy.
You want to see a place I've seen? Step back. Newsie Square! And for my big mouth, filled to overflowing with failure. Kids hurt, others arrested.
Lighten up. No one died.
Is that what you're aiming for? Go on, call me a coward, call me a quitter. No way I'm putting them kids back in danger.
We're doing something that has never been done before. How can that not be dangerous?
Specs wrote me a note from Crutchy as refuge. I went to see him, I climbed up the fire escape. They busted him up so bad he couldn't even make it to the window. What if he don't make it? You willing to shoulder that for a tenth of a penny for a cake?
This isn't about pennies. You said it yourself. My family wouldn't be in the mess we're in if my father had a union. This is a fight we have to win.
If I wanted a sermon, I'd show up at church.
Tell me how quitting does Crutchy any good? Exactly. So, here's how it goes. Once we win, and we will be winning, make no mistake.
Will be what?
We're already winning.
Right.
And we tell them straight out, they let Crutchy go or they keep getting pounded.
Dave, what the hell? Did they bust up your brains or something? As I recall, Dave, we all got our asses kicked. They won
The battle.
Oh, come on!
Jackie, think about it. We've got them surrounded.
Here's what I think. Joe's a jerk. He's a rattlesnake.
You're right, and you know why a snake starts to rattle.
Know why?
Because he's scared.
Sure.
Go and look it up. The poor guy's head is spinning. Why did he send for the goons? An entire army, dozens of goons, plus the cops and...
You know you may be right.
Thank you, God.
If he wasn't afraid.
Exactly.
He knows we're winning.
Get those kids to see we're circling victory
And watch what happens.
We're doing something no one's even tried. Yes, we're terrified, but watch what happens. You can do the past,
So just move on and stay on track. 'Cause
so much sympathy for the trolley workers and yet have none for the newsies.
Because the trolley workers are striking for a fair contract. The newsies are striking against me.
I'd spare you this embarrassment if I could, but the burlesque house is private property. He can't order a raid without legal cause.
Mr. Mayor, would the fact that this rally is being organized by an escaped convict be enough to shut it down?
An escaped convict?
A fugitive from one of your own institutions, a convicted thief at large, wreaking mischief on our law-abiding community. Mr. Snyder, which one is he?
That one there, Jack Kelly.
And how do you know this boy?
His is not a pleasant story. He was first sentenced to my refuge for loitering and vagrancy, but his total disregard of authority has made him a frequent visitor.
You called him a thief and an escaped convict.
After his last release, I caught him myself, red-handed, trafficking stolen food and clothing. He was last sentenced to 6 months, but the willful ruffian escaped.
So you would be doing our community a service by removing this criminal from our streets.
If that's the case, we can take him in quietly.
What good would quiet do me? I want a public example made of it.
Mr. Pulitzer, the boy, Jack Kelly, is here.
Here?
Just outside. He's asked to see you.
Well, ask and ye shall be received. Mr. Snyder, if you please. Sit.
Mr. Jack Kelly.
Afternoon, boys.
And which Jack Kelly is this? The charismatic union organizer or the petty thief and escaped convict?
Which one gives us more in common?
Impudence is in bad taste when crawling for mercy.
Crawling, that's a laugh. I just thought I'd stop by. Seems a few hundred of you employees are rallying together to discuss recent disagreements. And I thought it only fair to offer you an invite to state your case straight to the fellas. So what do you say, Joe? Want I to save you a spot on the bill?
You are as shameless and disrespectful a creature as I was told. Do you know what I was doing when I was your age, boy? I was fighting in a war.
Yeah? How'd that work out for you?
You taught me a lesson that shaped my life. You don't win a war on the battlefield. It's the headline that crowns the victor.
Oh, keep that in mind when New York wakes up the front page photos of, rally.
Rally till the cows come home. Not a paper will publish a word, and if it's not in the paper, it never happened.
You know, you may run this city. There's some of us who can't be bullied. Even some reporters.
Such as that young woman who made you yesterday's news. The talented girl. And beautiful as well, don't you think?
I'll tell her you said so.
Oh, no need. She can hear for herself. Can't you, darling? I trust you know my daughter, Catherine. Yes, my daughter. You're probably thinking, why the nom de plume? And why doesn't my daughter work for me? Good question. I offered Catherine a life of wealth and leisure. Instead, she chose to pursue a career. And she was showing real promise until this recent lapse. But you're all done with that now, aren't you, dearest?
Jack.
Oh, don't trouble the boy with your problems, dearest. Mr. Kelly has a plate full of his own. Wouldn't you say so, Mr. Snyder?
Hello, Jack.
How does anyone feel a noose tightening? But allow me to offer an alternate scenario. You attend this rally, and you speak against this hopeless strike, and I will see your criminal record expunged, and your pockets filled with enough cash to carry you in a first-class train compartment from New York to New Mexico and beyond. You did say you wanted to travel west, didn't you?
There ain't a person in this room who don't know you stink.
And if they know me, they know I don't care. Mark my words, boy. Defy me, and I will see you and all of your friends locked up in the refuge. Now, I know you're Mr. Tough Guy, but it's not right to condemn that little crippled boy to conditions like that. Oh, and what about your pal, Davy, and his baby brother, ripped from their loving family and tossed to the rats? Will they ever be able to thank you enough? Time's running out, kid. So what do you say? Cowboy or convict, I win either way. Your abject surrender was always the bottom line. Gentlemen, escort our friend to the cellar where he might reflect in solitude. Too bad you know John Jack, but you did resign. Too bad you know family, but you can't have mine. Be glad you're alive, boy. I'd say that's the bottom line. Like the Pied Piper, you know what to play. Till those kids all believe you were right. Lucky for them, all the fun got away. They may not be so lucky tonight. This place there.
We've been given discretion to handle you as we see fit. So behave.
Oh, but just in case, I've been polishing up my favorite brass knuckles.
You can rest here on this old printing press. Out there's firm.
NEWSIES need our help today. NEWSIES need our help today. Tell them Brooklyn's on the way. Tell them Brooklyn's on the way. We're from Brooklyn. We are NEWSIES. We are Brooklyn. NEWSIES. Just got word that our buddies is hurt. Facing total disaster for stirring. That's our cue, boys. It's time to go slumming. Hey, Manhattan, the cavalry's coming. Have no fear, we got the way back. Brooklyn's people, they gon' take us way back. We're the boys from the beaches of pride. Prospect Park and the Navy Yard Pier. Strikes ain't fun, but they sure is exciting. Loud and clear, Brooklyn's here.
Oh, what gave me hope? Friendliest place on earth. Pay us a visit, sees what we need, and when you do, we'll kick you halfway and please.
So there's a name for us all. One step, wave a hand, jump up here. It's a joke, but today it's a joking. Loud and clear, Manhattan's here. Brooklyn's here. What's our here? Goes the Bronx. Brooklyn's here. We is here.
Welcome, Newsies of New York. Welcome to my theater and your revolution.
Let's hear it for Spud Common in Brooklyn.
NEWSIES United! Let's see what Puddles have to say to you now.
All right, that's right. Hey, Davey. Where's Jack?
Supposed to be back up.
Hey, Jack. tonight. Tonight we're making history. Tonight we declare we are just as much a part of the newspaper as any reporter or editor.
Yes,
We're done being treated like kids. From now on, they will treat us as equals.
You want to be treated like an adult?
Huh?
Start acting like one. Don't just run your mouth. Make some sense.
And here's Jack.
Pulitzer raised the price of the papers without so much as a word to us. That was a lousy thing to do. So, we get mad and we let him know we ain't gonna be pushed around. So, we go on strike. Then what happens? In a few weeks, Pulitzer lowers the price of the papers so we can get back to work. And then in 2 weeks, he hikes the prices back up again and don't think he won't.
That's bad. That's pretty bad.
What do we do then?
We strike again.
What do we do if he decides to raise the price again after that? Listen, fellas, we gotta be realistic. We don't work, we don't get paid. How many days can you go without making money? Believe me, however long, Pulitzer can go longer. But I have spoken with Mr. Pulitzer myself, and he can't be his word. We disband the union, we will not make the price again for 2 years. I said we have to deal.
Waste my time. That was some speech you made.
How'd you get here?
Spec showed me.
You say you can go through my stuff?
I saw them rolled up sticking out of there. I didn't know what they were. But those drawings. Those are of the refuge, aren't they?
Thank you.
Is that really what it's like there? 3 boys to a bed, rats everywhere, and vermin?
A little different from where you were raised.
Snyder told my father you were arrested stealing food and clothing. This is why, isn't it? You stole to feed those boys. I don't understand. If you were so willing to go to jail for those boys, how could you turn your back on them now?
I don't think you're anyone to talk about turning on folks.
I never turned on you or anybody else.
No. You just double-crossed us to your father. Your father!
My father has eyes on every corner of the city. He doesn't need me spying for him. And I never lied. I didn't tell you everything.
You know, if you weren't a girl, you'd be trying to talk with a fist in your mouth.
I told you I worked for the Sun, and I did. I told you my professional name is Plumber, and it is. You never asked my real one.
I wouldn't think I had to unless I knew I was dealing with a
If
backstabber.
I was a boy, you'd be looking at me through one swollen eye.
Well, come on, give me your best shot!
I need to know you didn't cave for the money.
I spoke the truth. You know you want to fight when you got the other fella down eating pavement. But you heard your father. No matter how many days we strike, he ain't stopping. I don't know what else we can do.
Ah, but I do.
Come on.
Really, Jack? Really? Only you can have a good idea, or is it because I'm a girl?
I didn't say
This
that.
would be a good time to shut up. Being boss doesn't mean you have all the answers. Just the brains to recognize the right one when you hear it.
I'm listening.
Good for you. The strike was your idea. The rally was Davy's, and now my plan will take us to the finish line. Deal with it.
The Children's Crusade.
For the sake of all the kids in every sweatshop, factory, and slaughterhouse in New York, I beg you, join us. With those words, the strike stopped being just about the NEWSIES. You challenged our entire generation to stand up and demand a place at the table.
The Children's Crusade.
Oh, think, Jack, if we publish this, my words with one of your drawings, and if every worker under 21 read it and stayed home from work, or better yet, came to NEWSIES Square, a general citywide strike, even my father couldn't ignore that.
Only one problem. We got no way to print it.
Come on, there has to be one printing press he doesn't control.
Oh no.
What?
I know where there's a printing press where no one would ever think we'd use.
Then why are we still standing here?
Wait, stop. What's this about for you? And I don't mean the Children's Crusade. What's this about? Am I kidding myself? Is this something?
Well, of course there is.
Well, don't just say like this happens every day.
Jack.
I'm not an idiot. I know girls like you don't wind up with guys like me, and I don't want you promising nothing that you're just gonna take back later. But standing here tonight looking at you, I'm scared tomorrow's gonna come and change everything. If there was something I could grab hold of to make time stop, just so I could keep looking at you.
Snuck up on me, Jack Kelly. I never even saw it coming.
Sure.
For sure. Till the moment I found you, I thought I knew what love was. Now I'm learning what is true, that love will do what it does. The world finds ways to sting you, and then one day decides to bring you something to believe in, for even a night. One night may be forever, but that's alright. That's alright. And if you're gone tomorrow, what was ours still will be. I have something to believe in, now that I know you believe in me.
We was never meant to meet, and then we meet. Who knows why? One more stranger on the street, just someone sweet passing by. An angel come to save me. Didn't even know she gave me something to believe in, for even a day. One day maybe forever. That's okay, and if I'm gone tomorrow, what was I still be? I have something to believe in, now that I know you believe in me. Now what I believe in, my eyes can things were different.
If you weren't going to Santa Fe,
And if you weren't an heiress, and if your father wasn't after my head,
you're not really scared of my father.
no, I am pretty scared of you.
Don't think.
And if I'm gone tomorrow,
What was ours still will be.
I have something to believe in, now that I know you believe in me. I have
I'll get the lights.
Got enough keys in here for the entire building. Has someone been picking Daddy's pockets?
The janitor's been working here since he was 8 and hasn't had a raise in 20 years. He's with us 100%.
Wow.
You're bringing up guys to keep us covered.
You could hold a hoedown in here and no one would be the wiser.
Good job.
Hey, it's good to have you back again.
Shut up.
Here she is, boys. Just think while my father snores blissfully in his bed, we'll be using his very own printing press to take him down.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
Is this what they print the papes on?
I can see why they tossed this old girl down to the cellar, but I think she'll do the job.
Oh, Jack, this is Darcy. He knows everything there is to know about printing.
You work one of the papes.
My father owns the Tribune.
Whoa.
And this is Bill. He'll be typesetting the article for us.
Bill. So I suppose you're the son of William Randolph Hearst.
I'm proud to be a part of your revolution.
In the words of the little one, can we table the palaver and get down to business?
A little grease and she'll be good as gold.
All right, here's how it'll work. As we print the papes, Grace, we let the other fellas in, and they'll spread them to every working kid in New York. After that,
It's up to them. There's change coming once and for all. You make a front page, and menu is major news. Tomorrow they'll see what we are, and sure as a star, we ain't come this far.
Story we needed to write has been kept out of sight, but no more. In a few hours, by dawn's early light, we'll be ready to fight us a war. This time we're in it to stay. Talk about seizing the day.
Write it in ink or in blood, it's the same either way. They're gonna damn well pay.
Steel and bullets are snug in his bed. He don't care if we're dead or alive. 3-second pillows are under his head while he's begging for bread to survive. So you can stop counting sheep. We're gonna sing you to sleep. Then while you snooze, we'll be lighting up news with the promise we take in the key.
Once and for all, if they don't mind the man as well, bleed on.
Bleed on.
once and for all, we won't carry no banners and no
Freedom. Finally we've raised the stakes. This time whatever it takes. This time the union awaits. Once and for all.
In the words of Union leader Jack Kelly, we will work with you. We will even work for you, but we will be paid and treated as valuable members of your organizations. Riveting stuff, huh?
Get going. You got an important man to see.
Keep your fingers crossed.
For us too.
This is for kids shining shoes on the street with no shoes on their feet every day. This is for guys sweating blood in the shops while the bosses and cops look away. I'm seeing kids standing tall, blaring and raring a brawl. Armies of guys who are sick of the lies, getting ready to rise to the call. Look at the roll and the blood on the wall that they down us. They think they're running this town, but this town will shut down without us. There's nothing kids in the square, nothing kids in the square. There's nothing kids in the air. Show you who's gonna play fair, once and for all.
have to call you back.
He can't talk. He'll call you back.
I'm sorry. Lo siento.
Mr. Pope,
Se llamará de vuelta.
Silence those phones!
The entire city is shut down. No one is working anywhere, and everyone is blaming you.
They're all calling the vendors, the publishers, the manufacturers, and such language.
But hey, you can't just barge in here like that.
What are we doing this afternoon, kids?
You're behind this. We had a deal.
Yeah, and it came with a money-back guarantee. And thanks for your lesson on the power of the press.
Did you read this, boss? These kids put out a pretty good paper.
No doubt written by my daughter.
You might want to snatch her before someone else grabs her up.
I demand to know who defied my ban on printing strike material.
We're your loyal employees. We'd never take our business elsewhere.
The old printing press in the cellar.
I made you the offer of a lifetime. Anyone who does not act in his own self-interest is a fool.
Well, then what does that make you? This all began because you wanted to sell more papers, but your circulation is down 70%. Why didn't you just come talk to us?
Because guys like Joe don't talk to nothings like us. But a very wise reporter once told me, the boss don't need to have all the answers, just the smarts to snatch the right one up when he hears it.
Now is the time to seize the day, tear down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how you win it. We will find a way. Just let us seize the day.
Have a look up there, Mr. Pulitzer. If you ain't figured it out already, you have to be surrounded. New York is closed for business. Paralyzed. You can't get a paper or a shoe shine. You can't send a message, ride an elevator, or cross the Brooklyn Bridge. You can't even leave your own building. So, what's your next move?
Mr. Pulitzer, the mayor is here with your daughter, and you are never gonna believe who else.
Good morning, Mr. Pulitzer. I believe you know the governor. Governor Roosevelt.
Joseph, what have you done now?
I'm certain when you hear my explanation.
Thanks to Miss Meadowlarkin bringing your daughter to my office, I already have a thorough grasp of the situation, graphic illustrations included. Bully is the expression I usually employ to show approval, but in your case, I simply mean bully. And, is this the boy of whom you spoke? How are you, son? I'm told we once shared a carriage ride.
Pleasure's mine, Governor.
Well, Joe, don't just stand there letting those children sing endlessly. Give them the good news.
What good news?
That you've come to your senses and rolled back prices. Unless, of course, you want to invite a full state Senate investigation into your employment practices.
You wouldn't dare.
After the pressure you wielded to keep me from office, I'd do it with a smile. Come along, Joseph. There's only one thing worse than a hard heart, and that's a soft head. And think of the happiness you'll bring those children. He doesn't do happiness, does he?
Mr. Kelly, if I might speak with you alone.
Keep your head on the stars and your feet on the ground. You can do this.
I cannot put the price back where it was. I'm sorry, I can't. There are other considerations.
I get it. You need to save face in front of your fools. I'm young, I ain't stupid.
Thank you for understanding.
But I got constituents with a legitimate right.
What if I reduce the raise by half and get the others to do the same? It's a compromise that we all can live with.
But you eat our losses. Any papers we can't sell, you buy back full price.
That was never on the table. What's to keep the newsies from taking hundreds of papers they can't sell? My costs will explode.
No newsie is going to be breaking his back, hauling around papers he can't sell. But if he can take a few more at no risk, he might sell them, and your circulation will begin to grow. It's a compromise we all can live with.
And that's not a bad head you've got on your shoulders. That's disgusting.
It's the price of doing business.
At the height of its power, step aside and invite the young to share the day. You have laid claim to our world, and I believe the future in your hands will be bright and prosperous. And your drawing, son, have brought another matter to bear. Officers, if you please. For shutting down the refuge. Be assured that Mr. Snyder's abuses will be fully investigated. Officers, take him away.
Please, Your Highness, may I do the honors?
Oh, you've got to be joking.
I could be laughing all the way to the pen, little man. So long, sucker!
Thank you, Doctor.
I can't help but thinking, if one of your drawings convinced the governor to shut down the refuge, what might a daily political cartoon do to expose the dealings in our own government's back room? What do you say, Teddy? Care to have this young man's artistry shine a lantern behind your closed doors?
We don't sweat it, though. With the strike settled, probably should be hitting the road.
You ever get tired of singing the same old tune? What Santa Fe got in the New York 80s? Sandstorms?
Better yet, what's New York got that Santa Fe?
New York's got us, and we're family.
Didn't I hear something about a strike being settled?
Thanks for the NEWSIES! Line up, boys! These tanks ain't gonna sell themselves!
Well, Governor, come along and show me that back seat I've been hearing.
Well, don't just stand there. You've got a union to run. Besides, didn't someone just offer you a pretty exciting job?
What? You work for your father?
You already work for my father.
Yeah.
And you've got one more ace up your sleeve.
What would that be?
Me? Wherever you go, I'll always be right by your side.
For sure?
For sure.
Don't take much to be a dreamer. All you do is close your eyes. But some made-up world is all you ever see. Now my eyes is finally open, and my dreams days average size. But they don't much matter if you ain't with me.
Well, Jack, you in or you out?
I got my hat.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
why are you up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes to do anything else, college? Do you sleep ever?
No. It's been 84 years.
Henceforth, I have a bandage. It's a weird
I'm gonna see if I can snag Hannah and see where she keeps her light.
She's smart, so I
was gonna say it's probably fine. It's probably just shit luck, if we're gonna be honest. Like,
yeah.
But it's one of those things. I'm gonna move Mike's around to give her another like good leg. I just want to make sure we're crossing all of our T's
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
She was the one that likes to speak to you.
Yeah, she's really. We actually had this discussion earlier today because we're really good friends, and everyone thinks like Hannah's the nice one and Katie's the mean one. And Hannah is nice like in public, but she's definitely the meaner.
Wait, Katie.
Katerina.
Oh, you know, Katie's actually like a sweetheart at heart. I feel like Hannah's stabbed more than one person in her life.
Yeah.
But like she's nice, so I can't be like.
Yeah, I get along great with her. But she's also like not an idiot. She's smart.
Well, she's also one of the women who has her own age.
That's also fair.
coming back. It's okay, take your time.
Oh yeah, I guess you did a lot too.
I didn't see Johnny. I saw him give a speech, but I didn't see him perform.
That's your pride.
I don't know if he stayed.
He wasn't that sick. Well, he did have a yawn all day.
Yes.
So he has a
Oh, yeah.
Colin, I'm sorry, you guys are totally talking. Never mind, I'll tell you later. I didn't even 100% realize the lie. I can't get this to
I didn't have time to actually
pretty worried.
I'm gonna go see.
It's like, yeah, that's what's going on in my head.
I know we should take the photo. What's up next to you? Everything.
Whatever you did, I sure I don't believe you. See, like, Alright, I need someone.
I spent a lot of time.
So, we should do that. Well, trust me. Bought it?
We have to switch what I did last night.
I was pretty strict when not trying to work.
But what is that trying to say? It's been 84 years. He made a bank.
You've never seen these hips don't piece of shit. These hips don't like to go they got hungry.
I'm about to like strong this out.
Going where? No. Yeah. No, I have to go home with my girlfriend. She's in Germantown. Yeah. She's also This is true, yeah.
I don't think anyone can wait.
Let's go. Not sure. Oh man, they are. Oh, they are fantastic. Where is she? Yes, they're not out there.
Oh no, not like I'm like I'm with this
No, I will never work with
Eddie, you told me.
There were 3 areas and 3 of our I remember. That's how I felt.
Yes, I grabbed it from downstairs. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Did you ever get your pedal working?
And another one, the fifth pedal.
The biggest one was like.
I'm telling you, whatever you want. I'm just taking time.
I'll take it tomorrow.
Alright. So proud. So that'll be filled by overflow.
I was like, I was ready to like everything was clear, and then maybe it's and I already reached out to my school. Yeah, I sent some credit. What do you have that's like a demo or something? But like, I need to get what I need. Took a little emotions. I like sobbed 3 times watching this. I kind of did. That tear. Yeah, there was a Christian sob. It wasn't like full sob, but it's like tears that were like running what's it?
Better up. Yeah, man, that's not even all of them. That's the best part about it.
I can tell you drove up here, but still.
I get it. Sir, have a good rest of your night.
Yo!
Have we ever done that? No, I don't think we have. But you were great. Have a good rest of the ride. Oh, yeah. I don't know more, but I like, no. I'll see your work week. Does he have his own dressing room again? I was going to say, like, there should be a permanent, like, the John Radcliffe memorial dressing room.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing all the easy stuff. I'm doing a big one in just a second. Yes! But yeah, I'm doing all like the basic stuff and like all that. I'm doing the witch. I'm not doing that. Anyone else need prep for anything? Probably like the and all that. Not everyone.
You said the steward.
Oh no, they come. Like I'll be doing like they do their base, I do the rest of the stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't take it.
No, we're gonna pick up next week.
Goodbye. Guys, see
Next week, our deadline is next week.
John's not saving me.
Yeah, okay. What? Exactly! What? I'm like John, right? They're what? They're like, one week out. Oh, I can see
I have to go up on Tuesday, and I'm like, I'll make it. But yeah, Tuesday and Friday.
But it's not. It's wrong. Just clean it up.
I want you. You got what it was.
Same thing. No. Same answers are bomb. Pause. I mean, in this case, we were just watching. It was good shows. It was like your house. It's like between. Why don't you just drive to a station?
Great, it has to be right now. Airdrop.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
That's the show.
No, go to a conversation. It's totally
Not wrong.
Your rations.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, season our brother.
Christian, for cheesy.
Yeah,
My battle.
There for life.
I mean, you can know.
That's I really do want to go.
You have to.
I want to.
He gave you and Tim gave me an open invitation.
You know, take
I'm going to start with other yes. It's sweet.
You're not the best.
Although Joel did say it to Dave Grohl. Now there was much to watch.
We got back to 6 a.m.
It's literally just showing Dave Grohl.
I literally walked back over to the girl. I know Sam. That was an interesting night. Yeah.
Let's solve this thing of the hamburgers showing up for no reason.
I told him, Sam. Both Sam and sorry, I never checked. I had to wait to throw it against the wall.
I forgot that Sam's not an uncommon name. I was like, yes, Sam.
It's like around like 8 a.m. here.
That's the whole one that you get.
That's your paper here.
I mean, I'm saying like we'll do those all along, right?
I have a leg up. Now it's a leg where like they went against each other.
I really like your coat.
Thanks, there's my
Oh, that's cool.
I just wore it in Christmas birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that horrible. Yeah, and they gotta take it out. And I'm recording myself. Wait a minute, Devin said that the guy, like, the young kid, was like, I love this, honey.
Bang!
Was he actually? I remember he was.
Yeah, he wasn't as much at dinner.
I remember talking to him.
Yeah. It has like a yeah.
If you accidentally crack his head open, first person in this case.
I was just like, wait, hold up.
Yeah, he's not very anything after that.
You're just like, yeah, I'm lucky. Yes.
I'm so glad that joke is carried over. I mean that.
Nothing.
What?
I was frustrated. I was sad.
I was like, I'm gonna you need an extra gun. I think Mike said you
God!
Why were you?
I got a robe.
It's funny.
Yeah, what was my line for that?
Was it true?
St. Carly, did you say something about something like that? Oh no, St. Carly, what was that I heard about you being ridiculous here? No, that was I don't know, but I said it so fast. So I was like, this line makes no sense.
Every time I have to go to the shower, I have to wait too long.
I was like, which one? Until we get the bottom.
Well, like, in my head, all the musicals you like,
Yes, definitely did. That's why we got to take it.
And that's like, we just start singing, there's music morning, and I'm like, oh, this show.
Oh, check it out.
Yeah,
Check it out. Done and over with.
It's good if you have 3 hours.
I should have opened
ballet.
Just give me 4 hours. I'll be happy.
What? I'll be happy.
Give me ours where the gun went off every other night.
Cheesesteaks and then I decided
I love them, but we didn't really need to have real guns. They could just know how good they feel on like a gun that pops.
Our Judd and Curly went out.
So
They drove over to PA to get illegally shipped properties because you can't ship them to New Jersey.
Again.
They ship them to like someone's aunt's house in PA.
So my 2 favorite things that happened from those guys.
No.
Those were supposed to work.
No!
No, they're trying to stop. We're still fighting, and we don't hear it until we hear bangs. The only reason I know this is because I'm like this. I'm like,
It needs to be.
and she's crying, and she's like, and then the guy's like, oh, sorry. To save
They're
us.
so delayed.
And then nothing beats after they fight. He's like, Judd!
Our Judd, right?
And it's he runs and they shoot. He runs.
How to take a dragon.
But backs up again.
What's that based off?
And then
No!
Curly cocks it again. As he runs, just like boom, you're dead.
I'm like,
that's a murder.
My shirt behind him like.
It's based off a series happening.
Oh, he like stumbled back and was like, shit. Yeah, because no sound kept going off and they went, bam!
Wanna go watch that one?
Yeah, that's a murder.
It's like, it's essentially like, I wasn't there. I was watching it from a bird's eye view. Because I was not there.
I can't relate to you
because I hear for extra songs.
Oh, that's not the one.
Just like you can't get a man with a gun from any
the longest solo piece in musical theater history.
Go look it up.
No, don't look it up.
That's another show I find my show. I don't. It's
terrible. It's garbage.
Oklahoma, like if you do it well, at least it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma's really just like shit carousel.
Like I would always rather
they didn't develop carousel.
Yeah.
Here. What?
I
love it so
Oh, there it
Probably be
is.
done in the next 2 years again, right?
Yeah, it's been there the whole time.
If no, after the chaos that was there, I was thinking, I was in the audience, and the
I swear, I'll bring it back.
just started playing.
I knew there was.
So they're just dancing.
Where?
to
How?
nothing.
Oh,
And I'm just
oh, it's still
sitting
on. The recording's still
I
going.
got
I thought it stopped it.
It's fine. You're fired.